The Iowa caucuses are usually held in January or February of a presidential election year, but there are still a lot of questions about whether Iowa will keep its first in the nation status this election cycle.
A lot to solve here. KCCI chief political reporter Amanda Rooker shows us the conflicting efforts from both parties to keep Iowa in its top spot. Amanda?
Well, Stacey, Scott, there have been so many twists and turns already this year around 2024. Now, Iowa Republicans are sounding the alarm about their first in the nation status. They say if Iowa Democrats move forward with plans to allow a mail-in caucus option, Republicans argue that would cost both parties the coveted top spot. Iowa Republican Party Chair Jeff Kaufman told reporters today he supports a bill that would require the Iowa caucuses to be held entirely in person. That bill passed out of a House committee yesterday. Iowa Democrats say they want to allow Iowans who can't attend the caucuses in person to mail in their pick for the presidential nominee. But New Hampshire says they view any change in Iowa's caucuses, like using mail-in or absentee ballots, as too similar to a primary. They say that would trigger their state law, forcing them to move their primary to go before Iowa. Democrats call that concern premature and political, but Republicans say that threat is real.
Even if we do everything right and the Democrats turn this into a primary, which is what they're trying to do, we are held accountable as the GOP. If New Hampshire jumps, they jump the Iowa Republicans and the Iowa Democrats.
What we've done is eliminate the technical aspects and are doing it much like the way the Republicans have done it for years. Except for this mail-in opportunity to allow people who cannot attend the caucus to participate and have their voices heard. So it definitely is still a caucus.
And we still don't know when and how Iowa Democrats will hold their caucuses. Iowa Republicans say they'd like to hold their caucuses on the same day. Today, Iowa Democrats asked the Democratic National Committee for more time to finalize their plan. They want to wait until June 3rd to decide what their next steps will be. That request due in part to the House Republican bill. In a letter to the DNC, Iowa Democratic Party Chair Rita Hart writes, quote, legislation was passed through a committee in the Iowa House that would ban our more inclusive and accessible mail-in approach to the caucuses. This legislation would obviously have a dramatic effect on our plans. Hart also says Iowa Democrats plan to move forward with some kind of mail-in caucus option for people who aren't able to attend in person, regardless of House Republicans' bill and New Hampshire's threats.